Like I don't see how you look at her. How do I look at her? Like that. Shall we? Yeah, sure. We were not done talking. Pioneers appeared out of nowhere and flooded the place. By the time I got my breakfast, Lena was already sitting, surrounded by Miku, Zena, and Slavia. Sadly, there were no more free chairs at their table. Feeling down and deliberately not saying hi to anybody, I headed to my favorite place in the far corner of the canteen. I chewed my oatmeal, if it really was chewy today, and washed it down with some cold tea, and I began to watch the others. All the pioneers seemed to be here. Some were chatting, some, like Electronic and Shriek, were immersed in chewing, and some were gawping around, like me. I was just about to leave when Eliana jumped over to my table with her tray heaped with food. Bon appetit, she blurted. Stealing again? I asked, openly staring at her tray. A growing body requires a lot of calories. Yeah, you really should grow up a bit, I whispered. What? I didn't think she heard me. Nothing. I headed out. Leaving so soon? She yelled at my back, disheartened. I gave no answer. I should have taken the wash-up stuff back in. I don't want to carry it around all day. Besides, what am I going to do today? Nothing at all came to mind. I was in such a mood that it seemed like someone was going to show up and invite me on a journey. I left the camp leader's cabin and paused for a moment, then heard a voice calling out to me. Simeon! It was Slavia. Busy? No. Can you help me? Of course. I didn't want to look for answers on a wonderful day like this. A couple dozen hours wouldn't change my situation after all. What is it? You should stop by the Cybernetics Club. I don't know why exactly. They'll tell you everything. The unfortunate inventors again. All right. Thank you. She gave me a nice smile and ran off. So, a journey to the enemy's lair lies ahead of me. To the lair of the evil Dr. Electronic and the diabolic Professor Shruik. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Which was not an appropriate analogy to make there, but okay, I guess we could make that there. I pushed the door firmly and entered. Simeon! Electronic said a bit ominously, glancing up from some contraption he'd been poking with a screwdriver. Slavia sent me. I know. And? What? The second door opened and Shriek came in. Simeon. He greeted me in the same tone Electronic had. Well, I was the last time I checked, I joked. So what do you need from me? We have an important task for you. I am listening. The nurse came by yesterday. He stopped as if he wasn't going to continue. So? I asked carefully. So we have an important mission for you. I got that already. You ought to deliver a package to her. Can't you do that yourselves? The infirmary is right over there, I said skeptically. Oh, we can't, Electronic said, surprised. What a weird couple indeed. Couple. He used it. I see. Not another heavy bag, I hope. Oh, no, nothing like that. He smiled. All right, fine. I carefully agreed. Hold on. Shriek disappeared through the door and soon came back holding something wrapped in paper. Just be careful. All right. He took the package. The pioneers weren't passing me the key to the pearly gates. It still looked like they were at least giving me the Olympic torch. Can I go? Of course, Electronic said threateningly. Just be careful, Shriek pleaded. It's a bomb. I've been handed the bomb. Outside, I took a good look at the package. They never told me not to open it, although it makes sense to go further on. I quickly walked to the square and, making sure nobody was following, slipped into the forest. I just stood there for a while, indecisive, looking at the package. I wonder, what's in it? Why is it so important for them? Why couldn't they take it themselves? Underwear? I had a lot of questions. I opened the package and saw a bottle of Sluchnaya vodka. Well, so what? Pioneer's bringing a bottle of vodka to the nurse. Or rather, I'm doing it for them. It happens every day. I wrapped the bottle back up and scratched my head. This isn't weird anymore, this is just stupid. So stupid, I couldn't think of one intelligent theory. I stood there for a while longer and thought I shouldn't let such a wonderful chance slip away. I quickly walked to the camp leader's cabin. Semyon, you idiot. Are you gonna get drunk? Thank God I'll get the Retrevna was not there. I snuck inside and began to rifle through the contents of the table drawer. Soon the vodka was in a soda bottle, while in its place was some water for the plants. Wow. Happy with my clever plan, I went out and skipped along the way to the infirmary. Seriously, what is so wrong about that? They almost got me into a trap. The camp leader had seen me. If anyone else had, I could have managed myself. So it was absolutely nothing. You idiot. I gathered all my strength and knocked on the infirmary door. Hello, Pioneer. Oh, hello, I have a package for you. A bottle for your armpit. I mean, a package for your cabinet. I was so euphoric, I began to talk nonsense. Ah, she said. Hand it over. I handed her the package. Then I stuffed it into the desk drawer without looking. You didn't open it, did you? Of course not. I blurted out. Good boy. All right, so I'll be go, Pioneer. I closed the door behind me and let out a sigh. I could always pin this on the crazy inventors, and in my situation, I could really use even the most basic form of stress relief. Masturbation is also a form of stress relief. Okay. I came to the square. The clock showed noon. That meant dinner was coming. I sat on the bench with the solid intention of not moving from here until the come and get it bell sound comes. Pioneers were running by. They were smiling and shouting merrily. Yes, the day was definitely a wonderful one. I glanced over the square and saw Lena approaching. Relaxing? Something like that. She sat by me and looked at the sky. Nice day, huh? It is. It was a bit awkward. Lena seemed different. She was not embarrassed. Her face was not red. She was confident. So about that conversation. I told you everything already. Yeah, but just forget it. If you say so. We sat for a little longer in silence. I just can't. Not like that. So what do you think about Alyssa? She said, ignoring my inquiry. What do I think about Alyssa? I repeated, lost in thought. I don't really know. Why? You're just so worried about yesterday. Well, of course, but what does that have to do with it? There's a direct connection there. She laughed. Let's assume. So what? Well, Nick and I started thinking. Really, what do I think of her? Well, she can be arrogant sometimes. That's right. What else can I say? Now that I think of it, I don't know Alyssa at all. The way she acts does annoy me sometimes. If you were wondering if I had any negative feelings about her, then no. I mean, she gets carried away, but everyone has their quirks. Lena stared at me. Really? Did I say something wrong? No, not really. She laughed out loud one more time, just before the lunch bell sound came. Alright, see you. I didn't stop her, although I had a lot of questions left. But how do I ask them? And should I? I got up and slowly shuffled to the canteen. There were only a few spots left, so I had to sit with Electronic and Shriek. Ah, did you deliver it? Yeah, I answered lazily, poking my fork at the buckwheat kasha. No incidents? No incidents. What was in there, anyway? You didn't open it, did you? He stared. No? Great. Finishing my meal, I went out. I was struck by a sudden yawn. Taking a nap wouldn't be a bad idea. I headed to the camp leader's cabin. Felt like the summer sun was going to melt the whole planet, together with all its inhabitants. There was nowhere to hide. The sunlight seemed to reflect from every surface. Looking up, you risked going blind. Using my last bit of strength, I pulled the door handle, entered the room, and fell into the bed. Of course, I wouldn't expect the cabin to be really cool, but it was much better than outside. Blissfully, I stretched out on the bed and closed my eyes. Strangely, sleep deserted me. I was overwhelmed with thoughts teeming in my head. Here's another theory, a solution to the problem of how I got here. Here's an explanation of what's going on here. And here's the true form of all these inhabiting this place. I remember Lena saying, "What do you think about Alyssa?" Seriously, what do I think about her? What can I think of a person I've only known for a few days? Can I just draw conclusions based on a couple of words and deeds? Although her deeds, I laughed a bit. Any relevant organization would draw the right conclusion based on the monument bombing. Still, though, I don't care. Maybe I really don't think anything of her. Can one be interested in a person who's not interesting? No, that's some sort of absurdity. A knock at the door. Come in. I was too lazy to get up, so I just sat up a little bit. Oh! The door opened and I saw Alyssa. What a coincidence. She stopped, unsure, and staring at me for a couple of seconds. I guess you were looking for the camp leader? Why would she, though? No. What's up, then? I was looking for you. She sounded calm and not aggressive at all. I caught myself thinking I was not afraid of her and had no concerns when she behaved like that. Normally. What for? I wanted to make everything clear. She sat on the bed across from me. What exactly? I want to clean up any misunderstandings or miscommunications. Alright, I'm up for that. Have you spoken with Lena today? Yeah? About what? Nothing really. You're lying. Alyssa looked stiff and worried. She crossed her legs and bit her lip. You do understand I'm always assumed to be guilty whenever anything happens. Well, you usually are guilty, I said thoughtlessly. A spark flashed in her eyes, but she kept talking calmly. Maybe, but in this case, me and Lena were always like that. Even if she starts something, she's all innocent and I take all the blame. So you're saying that Lena... Actually, I don't really know what you're saying. You never understand anything, do you? She fumed. This is strange. I wouldn't call myself slow, but you are slow. So explain. You don't know Lena likes you? She went red after those words. No, I answered truthfully. Well, now you do. Now I do. An uncomfortable silence overtook the room. I was processing what she said, and Alyssa seemed unsure of how to continue the conversation. Lena likes me. Could I ever have guessed? No, apparently not, because you're a complete idiot. Wow. Unlikely. My intuition is usually good, but when it's about me and my feelings, it does not work at all. Actually, I know some people. Okay. The weirdest thing was, I accepted the news with almost no worries. Right at the moment, I was listening to Alyssa. I was only focused on her. I could think about the rest later. And she thinks I'm gonna steal you away from her. She thinks that all the time, understand? Even though it's always the other way around. Everyone looks at her because she's such an angel and nobody pays any attention to me. To them, I'm just a shoulder to cry on. Alyssa started screaming. Look, please don't get upset. I don't think of you like that. Of course. I still had no idea what forced her to be so honest. And I didn't know how to react. Moreover, I was not worried at all. It was like I was watching another episode of some TV series, and what was going on in the room was on the other side of the screen. I understand, I was the reason for all of it. But Lena said it was okay. Damn it. That's just like her. You probably realize that she's not as quiet as she wants to seem. I started to guess. If I can do anything, tell me. Alyssa raised her eyes. Only then I'd see that she's been crying. Some sort of worry stirred inside of me. I could not treat this conversation like I was an outsider anymore. Do you like Lena, or do you like me? I guess I should have expected a question like that. But I just wasn't ready. Just like that. Lena is nice, of course, but Alyssa has her good points as well. Besides, the way she was at the moment, she could seriously compete with Lena. I don't really know you two at all. A question like that, it's difficult to answer directly. If I could say no, I would have, at that very moment. But I only had one chance for the other answer as well. I didn't know what to choose. You did want the situation to resolve itself. Of course, but... Why but again? Why again? Why? Look, we're going nowhere with this. Well, answer then. Her face fell back to its usual bold arrogance. I need time to think. Well, go ahead and think. Alyssa stood up abruptly and headed out. Don't forget we have plans for tonight. She sat on the threshold, smiling. The door closed behind her before I could say anything. Plans? What kind of plans? Talk with Alyssa left a heavy impression on me. So, Lena likes me. On its own, the news could shock and startle. And I, above that, was also forced to make a choice. A difficult one, to put it mildly. And any choice I make would make a mistake for someone. If only I could refuse them both. Although, I didn't like the word refuse itself. If I could just answer her question with a no, it would be easier. But I knew it couldn't work like that. After I talked to Alyssa, I realized nothing would ever be the same again. It can't be, no matter what happens. I'll have to make a decision. So I rejected the no scenario. I needed to pick a positive solution. If, of course, I could live with it. But I was sure that out of all the possible outcomes, there's one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be the one that I would want to strive for. And the choice seems obvious. Lena. She's pretty, she's cute, she's kind. But then again, there was something about Alyssa that attracted me. Oh, fuck. Semyon, you are in a lady's room after dark.